that if we were to meet at one of those places, I'm comfortable splitting the check. I usually will do drinks or something on the simpler end for the first meetup to see if there's a connection first. So my thing is, I don't like the coffee or drink date because they're trying to audition you to see if you are worth an actual dinner. This is the thing. So one of my rules is I don't do coffee or drink dates. Now, I understand that some women like this or prefer this because it's a quick turnaround, 30 to 45 minutes. If you don't like him, you can get out of there. It works for some people. If you like it, I love it. This video is not for you. Keep scrolling. However, for me, as for me and my household, we're going to have higher standards. I'm talking to this guy and I'm going to read it to you because we've been talking for a couple days and he started talking about meeting up. So he said, we should get together over some pear and lychee cocktails soon. And I said, that's really sweet, but I prefer dinner. I like to get dressed up. Now, I always try to say it nicely because I don't want to be like, I don't accept drink dates. Like, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be, you can be nice about it. But I always just say I prefer dinner because I like to get dressed up. And he said, I see. What type of places do you have in mind? So I sent him a list of places that I've been like wanting to try, all sorts of different budgets, okay? It ranges from like medium to a little bit higher, all different locations around the city so he can choose like what works for him, you know, timing and budget wise. So I sent the list of places. He says, these places sound really nice. I think it'll be fun to get to know each other over some nicer dining options. Here it comes though. But I wanted to let you know up front that if we were to meet at one of those places, I'm comfortable splitting the check. I usually will do drinks or something on the simpler end for the first meetup to see if there's a connection first. So my thing is, I don't like the coffee or drink date because they're trying to audition you to see if you are worth an actual dinner. This is the thing for me. Like, I know men. The number one thing men are judging you off of is your looks, right? When they see you, they meet you, they're gonna be like, okay, how beautiful is she? Is she put together? Do I find her attractive, right? That's the number one thing.
No, I'm wondering at this point if this is satire. Is this a joke that's going on right now? Is she just trying to really be funny? Because this is rather corny. Like, he's trying to see what you got going on. He's basically trying to interview you. Yeah, we're trying to interview you to see what's going on. And you're like, I have to do this. And yes, baby, this is the audition. This is tryouts. Even though I'm asking you out, I'm just trying to see. As he said, there was nothing wrong with what he said. He offered cocktails, which cocktails is a great idea. If you don't drink cocktails, I'm pretty sure they have some things that's non-alcoholic that you could drink there. Any place you go to has cocktails, they're going to have other things there. But you're like, no, I like to get dressed up. This is a first date, right? And I think she's in LA. This is a first date. You're going to decline and just be that picky where I'm just like, nope, this isn't good enough. You need to take me out to dinner. And he's like, okay, well, where would you like to go? Which you're giving her too many options, which isn't a good thing, which is what I recommend to you guys. Don't give a woman too many options because she's going to do like what this lady right here did. When you say these things, she's like dinner and she gives him a list of options. This ain't your girlfriend. Like you said, he said the right thing. So if he decides to make a choice and go somewhere else, it's just too much accommodation going on for her at this point. And the fact that she would make this, and I'm not going to get into how she looks, because looks is a completely different thing. But baby, that would have been a turn off for me when she said dinner. He's trying to audition you. Yes, we're trying to audition you, baby. We're trying to audition you. It's an interview at the end of the day. But let's finish this out. Let's go.
Your personality may come second, sure. But the first thing is how you look, right? So with that in mind, my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer costs $32, okay? Why would I put on a full face of expensive makeup, do my hair, make sure my nails are done, make sure there's no hair on my body, and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail? Be oh so for real. Let's take it even deeper. When women go out with a man that they do not know, they take a huge risk. Men are crazy, okay? Do you watch the news? Like 1 in 5 men are violent. He could unalive you, he could RAPE you, he could stalk you, he could harass you if he feels like it. Like, It is very dangerous, extremely dangerous. When you go out with a man, you have to share your location with your mom and your friend. You have to send a screen recording of his Hinge profile and the conversation that you guys had so that if you go missing, they have context. You have to text your friend every half an hour while you're with him to let her know that you haven't been beheaded. You have to take an Uber so that he doesn't know what kind of car you have, and just in case he's crazy. And then when you get home, you have to text somebody to tell them that you made it home alive. Men aren't doing that. They don't have to worry when they meet a woman that they do not know that their lives will be in danger. Quite the contrary, men benefit from just being seen with you in public, okay?
So he has to pay for a dinner because you have to go through all this as opposed to coffee. Why should you have to beat your face and do all this stuff like that? You don't. When you go out with your girlfriends, do you require them to do this stuff? And you can say, well, I already know them at this point. I shouldn't have to do all that. Take you on a foodie date. This is completely bad advice. This is unreasonable. And most of the guys who, as I always say, who are really clapping the cheeks on these ladies, they're not doing any of this stuff. They're doing none of this. It's safety. Guys are doing this. Guys are doing that. Don't date them, baby. Don't date. There's solutions to all these things. We have to do this. We have to paint faces. We have to do concealer. We have to go all out. Just stop it. I've seen another video where the woman says that women always talk about what they have to put on to get ready for a guy, but expect the guy to pay for everything, to marry you, to take care of you, and do all this stuff. You go to a job interview and get dolled up every day, but for a man, it's just like some women just think that they're just up here. It's just crazy to me, man. It doesn't make any sense.
If you are beautiful, poised, well-dressed, it reflects well on him. People look at him and they think, oh wow, he must be the man. Ooh, he probably has money. You know what? He's probably a good guy if he can pull her. And this is especially so if you are more attractive than him. If he's fugly or he's overweight or he's short, they're like, oh yeah, he must have money in order to be able to pull a baddie like that. So my thing is like, what's in it for women? We've already spent more money than you by just putting our makeup on. We're in danger. Like, what's in it for us? So then all of that, plus this man is a pharmacist. Okay, you mean to tell me you make upwards of $150,000 per year, but you can't take me to $120 to maybe $200 dinner, 2 drinks, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a dessert? Like, and that kind of thing. Look, men are supposed to be on their like best behavior when they're doing a first interaction with a woman. Like, that is when they are at their absolute best. So if he's being cheap now for a first interaction, he's gonna be cheap on your birthday. He's gonna be cheap on Christmas. Like, that kind of thing, that only gets worse. It never gets better. That is the type of man that's going to want you to work full time, pay half the rent when you guys move in together, do the majority of the housework because he doesn't want to hire a housekeeper, raise the kids, plan most of the things, and then after you do your 16-hour shift of labor, he's going to want you to be happy and sexy for him for his pleasure that night. Like, that's the kind of life you're looking at. So you know what? Good for this man for asserting his boundary. He did it very nicely, and it showed me what his like attitude or approach is when it comes to dating new women, and ultimately it gave me the opportunities to choose, and I have my boundaries too, so I chose to not accept it. And so I didn't respond or anything. I didn't like bargain with him or try to justify anything. I just quietly unmatched him because I wasn't gonna let him play in my face. But like, obviously if you're on TikTok, like, this is not irregular discourse. Like, this is very popular. Like, the Red Pill podcast men are always talking about like all of these things. So like, it's not uncommon. Like, men are trying to get away with this these days. They're trying to see what they can do. They're trying to get at you for life.
Before she finishes up, this is just the amount of stuff that she says. I don't know if she goes on dates. Maybe she does. Maybe she goes on a ton of dates. I don't know. I don't know what she does for a living, whatever. I didn't check into that. But any man who's fool enough to do this, unless he's extremely wealthy, and if he does this, you better believe you better be on that type of time afterwards. But the average man to date you, baby, and basically everything she said is you have to convince her of why she needs to come out with you. If he's cheap now, he'll be cheap later. He'll have to do all this stuff. No, baby, you want me to take, as she said, she wants to be a kept woman. You want to not have a job. You want to stay at home. You want to take care of the kids and not be bothered, then you telling me that, hey, I paid more to be here than you did. I came with a face full of makeup, make sure I'm hairless and all this other stuff and concealer. This is just, that's why I think this is just satire what she's doing. But we'll finish this out, man. This is crazy.
Less than $20. Okay, so the pharmacist tried to give me a coffee date on a Friday. Saturday, a surgeon took me to a beautiful dinner with a view. The next day after that, this other man took me to this food event where the tickets were $250 because he wanted us to have VIP. So don't feel scarce about it, because there are plenty of men, there are a plethora of men that would be more than happy to show you a good time. So never settle. Date until you find the best man for the job, and you got this. That's my TED Talk for the day. You didn't ask, but I felt like you would listen. Send this to one of your friends who needs to raise their standards, and tell me what you feel like in the comments.
I think that this is a bunch of BS. She needs to come down off her high horse. If you're selling buns, just say it. That's what I always say. If you're selling buns, ladies, just say it. This is the type of stuff that turns men off. You're looking for every guy to be able to put out this type of money, and he's trying to get to know you. That way you don't waste anybody else's time. I watched a video about a woman talking about she's cool with the coffee date. She does multiple similar coffee cocktail dates in a day, which is, it saves time. Why would you want to sit and talk with a guy unless you just want to eat and look pretty and look important? You talking about you bring value to him by being pretty? Maybe for some dudes, but what's the ultimate goal? Is the ultimate goal just to look cute and pretty and say that I went out this place? The least married, 1 in 4, but they get to eat though. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.